You think you knew me before? Well, you best think again. Got some surprises in store, coming right at you, my friend. 'Cause today I woke up thinking clear as a bell. Yeah, today I finally woke up and I've got a story to tell. Well, oh, welcome to a different me. Oh, welcome to a different me. The world had better watch out. I'm gonna be coming on strong. I'm gonna be laughing out loud. I'm gonna be bringing it on. 'Cause life is too short to keep my joy to myself. Yeah, this life is way too short, and I've never felt so well. Oh, welcome to a different me. Oh, welcome to a different me. Welcome to a different me. Oh, welcome to a different me. Oh, welcome to a different me. Oh, welcome to a different me.
Sisters, we are friends, we are teachers, we are leaders, we are women, hear us sing. We are beauty, we are gracefulness to all who come our way. Our hearts are soft, our spirits strong. We are the women of today. Oh, we are the voices of today. Oh, we are the spirit of today. Future here today, our hearts are soft, our spirits
bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. Think I finally learned, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. And I've survived many times before, broken hearts and slamming doors. I'll be alright, yes I will, once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. So bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new.
What? I'm gonna be in a bubble with her. She warned me.
May the wind be
think I got it on Tuesday. It hurt. You did.
This old world may be sleeping, but we have been dreaming, dreaming of a brighter day. Some of us keeping our minds on the reason. Beautiful season is coming our way. Today could be the day. Hey, little flower, you got the power to push through green blankets. You're ready to grow. Hey there, sweet bluebird, tell me what you heard. I want to sing that great song that you know. Wake from your slumber and try to remember a time when we all were together as one. A new day is coming, yes, there will be sunshine. Wipe away teardrops, springtime will come. It's been so lonely, but that was only our chance to realize the love that we need. Come, take my hand now, let's make a plan how to stay wide awake. Let's fly you and me away. Wake from your slumber and try to remember a time when we all were together as one. A new day has come, tell me you feel the sun. Wipe away teardrops, springtime has come. I'm wide awake now.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day. You've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really and I let it go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit.
Good morning, HDCSL family. I am Reverend Karen Mitchell. We are bringing you the Sunday Love Stream. We are streaming love live, so thank you for joining us this morning, and we're just going to have an amazing time. I love that Leah Morris video, Springtime Has Come. Yeah, we're in spring. I feel like everything is just bursting out in joy and love, and I'm so grateful to be here. What I'd love to do is to start this love stream gathering with our prayer treatment. So please join me. I'm going to put on some beautiful music here by the amazing Benjamin Dowling from Agape. I'd love you to settle into your seat, your chair, your bed, your car if you're not driving. Settle in, come completely present to this present moment right now with me. If you'd like to take in a deep breath, that can help us focus in. Feeling supported by Mother Earth, supported by Father Sky, knowing that there's one power, one source, one love, one beingness in, through, around all things, everywhere, all the time. That divine intelligence, that creative beauty, that limitless love, that eternal one life. You know, that is exactly who and what each of us is. So we remember that right now. Coming fully present to this one unique, divine moment together. Knowing that the divine unfolds this service, that we are blessed to share this time together. We bless the technology. I bless our senior minister, Reverend Doug LeBeau. I bless Reverend Doug's vision and clarity and commitment to service. I bless our practitioner team, that team of prayer warriors that is there for us always, knowing the truth when we forget, which we sometimes do. They help us remember who we are. I bless the board. I bless all who do service for the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, knowing that it is a center of welcoming love for all, reaching out into the world. So with great gratitude, I simply just allow this to be so. I step aside, I allow this to unfold perfectly. With joy and gratitude and love in my heart, I simply release my word to the law that makes it so, and always says yes. And together we affirm, and so it is. And so it is. Well, it's been quite a week, hasn't it? We've had spring come through, which has been amazing. We've had some strange weather going on, serious weather. I've got a niece in Tennessee. I was just talking to her last night. She's okay, but we're keeping our high watch for all of those affected by all of this rain and storm and tornadoes going on in the middle of our country. We're holding them in our hearts. And we, of course, had 2 more shootings, mass shootings. And it leaves us with this terrible question, what do we do about this? And we, as Centers for Spiritual Living, we have compassion for everyone involved in that tragedy. We hold the high watch for love prevailing, no matter what the appearance. We pray, we do our spiritual work. And here at this center, we practice what's called the Ho'oponopono practice. It's not just Hawaiian, it's also throughout the islands. And I think that it's really important to take a moment and make sure that we are forgiving and holding the high watch for everything that is happening, knowing that God is always, always in charge, no matter what it looks like. So here's the Ho'oponopono practice. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And this can apply to any aspect of your life. You can say it to yourself if you're thinking about the past, some choices maybe you made that you're not so happy about. Anything that applies to you and your life. You can use this practice on a daily basis. So we like to use it here on our Sunday service. And I wrote a little chant that goes with it. So if you'd like to just sit back and contemplate and listen to the chant. This is the Ho'oponopono.
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Karen, you're muted.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was only a matter of time before one of the buttons was not going to get pushed properly. But hey, it happens.
Hey, it
Sometimes it happens. It's all good. So welcome, Marina. I love your orange
Good morning.
outfit. It's beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Springing forth.
You are springing forth. Awesome. So Marina is going to join us back again in a few minutes, just a couple of minutes. I just wanted to introduce you to her. She's holding the high watch here with us at the center. So now it's time to read Ernest Holmes' promises. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes, Marina. All right. So, Dr. Ernest Holmes' promises. Let's read this together. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. So let's assure our souls one more time by listening to the amazing video song of Reverend Doug's I Remember Who I Am.
One, two, three.
I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. We are life, we are light, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom, and beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. We are life, we are light, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom, and beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit.
Thank you, Reverend Doug, for that amazing video and song. I love that. I look forward to that every week. So I would like to tell you that Centers for Spiritual Living is a worldwide organization that we are part of. Centers for Spiritual Living has been open and affirming to all since 1927, which is pretty cool. And here at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, we want you to know that we are a radically inclusive and mindfully non-racist spiritual community. All are lovingly welcomed here. So I wanted to tell you that we had an amazing Sister Circle meeting yesterday. Our Sister Circle, if you don't know, is our women's group here at the center. So we get together every couple of weeks and we support each other, we affirm each other, we talk about stuff in a safe, sacred space. We read books, we are doing outreach in the community. And our next Zoom meeting, if you guys want to sign up, there's no fees, it's just free to join. If you identify as a woman, come on in. Our next meeting is Saturday, April 10th at 11:30 in the morning. And we're going to be sending out an email. Certainly you can email me as well if you want to join and you aren't on my list. So a very special announcement for today. It's our crochet workshop led by Goddess Marina Shoup, practitioner. So Marina is amazing, and she's going to help us to figure out how to, for those of us who are pretty new to this, she'll help us figure out even how to hold the crochet hook, which end is up, what do I do, etc. And those of you who are experts, you're going to just join in and be zipping along. Our office hours are Monday 9 to 1, Tuesday 9 to 4, Wednesday 9 to 12, and Thursday 10 to 3. And we do practice distancing and mask wearing. So be aware of that if you're going to come down to the bookstore or the office. Next Sunday, drive-in church, drive-in Easter. So we had a huge turnout last time we did our drive-in church. We are working on getting ourselves back together here as we see the light at the end of the tunnel of this pandemic, and we are still staying safe. We're going to be in our cars. We are broadcasting on an FM radio station. We will let you know. And the service starts at 11, not at 10. A couple of reasons. We want it to be a little warmer in the morning. And we are going to have live music from, who else? Dave and Mandy. They always help us out on the first Sunday of the new month, and it just happens to be Easter. So we are super looking forward to it. I think we had a smashing success last time, like 39 cars with multiple people, groups, bubbles in their bubble cars. And heck, let's get 50 cars out there. This or something better, okay? Let's fill up that parking lot. And let's see what else we want to talk about. Drive-in Easter. You know, this is the last Sunday of Women's History Month. And it's been really a fantastic time to just celebrate the amazingly courageous, strong, creative women that have molded and shaped our world. Everything from medicine to teaching, science, mothering, charity, service work, lawyers, doctors, politicians. It's been an amazing look back at all these terrific women who are role models on whose shoulders I stand. So let's take a look at another little video about the amazing women in our history.
March is Women's History Month. It's a time we set aside to honor women's contributions in science, business, sports, social movements, and so many other fields. For centuries in America, women's contributions in these fields were often overlooked. As a result, they were omitted from history. That's why we celebrate Women's History Month and the opportunity it gives us all to get a more complete picture of our American history. It's important that we use times like this to teach new generations about those women we all know, like Rosa Parks, whose refusal to surrender her seat to a white passenger on a bus helped launch the effort to end racial segregation in America. Like Susan B. Anthony, an abolitionist who became one of the leading figures in the movement to gain the right to vote for women. And like Claire Booth Luce, the first American woman appointed to a major ambassador post. This month also gives us an opportunity to learn about those women whose names we don't know as well. Like Alice Ball, an African-American chemist who in the early 20th century developed the first successful treatment for leprosy, a debilitating disease that once left its victims ostracized from society. And like journalist Nellie Bly, who posed as a mental patient in 1887 to go undercover in a women's mental asylum in New York City to expose the terrible conditions patients were subjected to. Her report led to lasting institutional reforms in mental health care. And like chemist Stephanie Kwolek, who in 1965 created a lightweight and durable new fiber that later became Kevlar, which is used to create bulletproof vests and helmets that protect the lives of our law enforcement and military. Women have invented new medicines, fought as heroes on our battlefields, and enforced the laws in our communities. They led in the effort to end slavery. They have created businesses and built hospitals, and they fought to secure their own right to vote. Women have played pivotal roles in building this country. The United States wouldn't be the economic superpower and the world's beacon of liberty without their contributions. On the home front, on the war front, and in the workplace, women have served and shaped our great nation. That's why Women's History Month is such an important opportunity for us to pause and honor their profound contributions. As we recognize them, let's also honor the everyday women who make our families, communities, economy, military, and nation so strong. The Heritage Foundation is deeply proud to honor them all, not only during Women's History Month, but indeed every day of the year.
Indeed, every day of the year. Think about some women that are special in your lives and maybe give them a shout out and a thank you today at the end of Women's History Month. I have a funny slide to show you here. So over here, over here is Susan B. Anthony, obviously. The Anthony Bill, to get women the equal right to vote was ratified in 1920. And over here, we have Lillian B. Jackson. What do they have in common? Well, middle initial B. Cha-ching, you're the winner. The B stands for Brownell, and Brownell is a family name of mine. So Lillian B. Jackson is Lillian Brownell Jackson, my great-grandmother. And so my grandmother was very, very proud that we were somehow related to Susan B. Anthony, and I always felt a little bit of extra women's suffrage going on in my household because of that. All right. Now, I have muted Marina Shoup, and I'm going to unmute her now. How are you, my dear? You're welcome back.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. So Marina is going to help us with our affirmation for today and the flames of faith. All right, so take it away, Marina.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Our affirmation for today is I commit to living as Spirit's highest vision for me. And if you'll please join me, and we'll repeat this a couple more times together if you like. I commit to living as Spirit's highest vision for me. I commit to living as Spirit's highest vision for me. And on to the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony on Sunday to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings come from one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, honoring all forms of new thought, embracing the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And as we light the healing candle, please silently put into place, into the light, names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. I love the flames of faith. And if you would please join me and go inside a little bit, get a little even more still, and know what I know, that God's Spirit love is all there is. And I have so much joy just being grounded in the fact that I am one with God, with Spirit, with love, with nature. I am one with life, with the creative push of spring, the creative impulse in the universe. And what I know for myself, I know for everyone in earshot, life is so full and so rich and so full of surprise. And this week, right now, I know that the roots that I've been in hibernation a bit this winter, and I know that in the last week or two, I open up deeper and deeper than I ever have before into my own blossoming, my own blooming, my own living, stepping into and walking into my own spring, into my own rich, fecund, colorful life. And what amazing life this is. I am so grateful for this life, for this community, for the passage of the seasons, even up here where the weather is funny sometimes, but just this richness of life and love and friendship. So grateful for life. And I would like to release my word into the law of action, knowing that as I do so, it is done. And thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Marina. And I'm looking forward to our crochet experience today at 1:00. Yep.
May I make that quick announcement, please?
Now is the perfect time.
Okay, so Judy and her elves emptied the 2 closets on either side of the dais, and it's all out in the garden room. And what's for sale, and it's going to be for sale during this week during office hours, and this Sunday, Easter, sale cheap. So many flowers, silk flowers, wedding props, Halloween decorations, fall decorations, numerous flower vases. Price to move. Please come and shop during office hours or next Sunday when you're here for the drive-in service.
Yes, fantastic.
Cash
Thank
only,
you.
but it's so cheap.
Bring your jar of coins, right?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. That's what I do when I go to Vegas. Okay. This is great. The bookstore has so much great stuff too. Anyway, I'm going to be shopping there on Sunday too. All right. Thank you, Marina. I love God as Marina Shoup. And we're not going to have any Zoom fellowship today because we're doing our crochet thing at 1:00, and I have to take a nap before that, I think. So thank you, my dear. We'll see you later. And Frank, wanted me to make a little announcement here. There's going to be a painting party next Saturday, April 10th. Not next Saturday, April 10th. Saturday, April 10th. It's a painting party and weeding at 9 a.m. Come and play, he says. So I like the idea of playful weeding. Yeah, bring your knee pad things and weed the heck out of our area. There's a lot of growth, let me tell you. Spring is here, and that means weeds are coming. So, okay, so help out. That's April 10th at 9 a.m. Thank you, Frank. So it's time for our special music, and this is a song that I wrote called Willing to Change. Last Sunday, Reverend Doug mentioned a couple of lyrics from this song, and I thought, that would be a perfect song for this topic, because my talk today is commit to transformation, or just commit. So I thought this song would be good, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So this is called Willing to Change.
lose myself. Keep my love up on the shelf. I'm hurt down to the bone. What do I do now? What do I know? The only thing that never changes is that everything changes. And I am willing to go where I am meant to go. I am willing to open up my heart. I am fearless again. I'm dancing in the rain. I am willing to change. I may not know everything, but this I know is true. Nothing ever stays the same. There's always something new coming through, coming through. I am willing to go where I am meant to go. I am willing to open up my heart. I am fearless again. I'm dancing in the rain. I am willing. And I am willing to go where I am meant to go. I am willing to open up my heart. I am fearless again. Dancing in the rain. I am willing. I'm willing to change. I've opened up my heart. I am willing to change. And I'm dancing in the rain. I'm free. I am willing to change. Yeah, and I'm willing to change. I'm willing to change. My heart, something in your heart. Nothing ever stays the same.
That was shot in the interior of the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living. If you've ever been to the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living, it's a historic building built in the Mayan style. Anyway, it's quite a trip to be inside there, quite a magical building. So, yeah, there it is, willing to change. Some of the lyrics here. This is what Reverend Doug quoted last week. The only thing that never changes is that everything changes. And I'm willing to go where I am meant to go. I'm willing to open up my heart. I'm fearless again. I'm dancing in the rain. I am willing to change. Willing to change. So today's the last Sunday in March. March theme has been open to possibilities. And this is week 4, which is commit to transformation. So what does that mean as far as the work that we need to do? Using our spiritual tools to keep our commitment to embodying Spirit's highest vision of ourselves. So Ernest Holmes says this: We are taking, I trust, a vision, something beyond a hope and a longing, that the living Spirit shall through us walk anew into its own creation, and a new glory come with the dawn. That's from his Sermon by the Sea. This week, there's a lot going on the sort of spiritual calendar. Passover started last night. So for those of you celebrating Passover, happy Passover. I hope you had a beautiful evening last night. Passover, Pesach. The first Passover was over 3,500 years ago. And this is commemorating when Moses led the enslaved Israelites out of Egypt. So I'm not going to go into a whole gigantic story about Passover, but it's rich with tradition and amazing to investigate and read about. But the most popular thing you probably remember from Hollywood or from the movies are the plagues that happened. So 10 plagues. So God talked to Moses, according to history. God talked to Moses and said, Moses, you got to go to the Pharaoh and get him to let our people go. So Moses kept going to the Pharaoh, and he kept saying, you got to let my people go. And the Pharaoh said, nope, not doing it. So God sent plagues. This is the old God that we know and love from the Old Testament, sending plagues. Sometimes it feels like we're being sent some plagues. I know, these days too. But water turned to blood, frogs, lice, flies, disease on livestock, unhealable boils, hail and fire, locusts, darkness, and then eventually, finally, the death of the firstborn Egyptians. So if you look back at this picture here, you can see there's blood over the door. This was from the yearling male lamb that was slaughtered as a sacrifice, and the blood was, according to what Moses was told, was to be put over the door of the Israelites so that the angel of death would pass over them, and only the Egyptian firstborns would be killed. So finally, as you know, the Pharaoh did let them go, and Moses led them out. Today, here I am at the Seder dinner. Today, we have a celebration called the Seder dinner, and if you've never been to a Seder dinner, it's really a wonderful experience. There's a lot of reading and tradition and blessings and singing and special food, which I have a little picture here of a couple of the. So the Seder dinner traditionally includes these items here. Of course, the shank bone, usually of a lamb. The charoset, which I've made before, which is delicious. You can see all the other ingredients here. So next Passover, go to a Seder dinner. It's really amazing. Today is also, in the Christian tradition, Palm Sunday. So in the Christian tradition, this brings forth Holy Week. This is the beginning of Holy Week and the celebration of when Jesus entered into Jerusalem as celebrated as a prophet. And so they had the palm fronds, and they were Hosanna in the highest, and they were celebrating him. And then, of course, this coming Thursday will be the Last Supper. And what I was so happy to learn when I got older and I found out Jesus was a Jew, which I had no idea, being raised in a sheltered sort of Christian environment as a kid. So they were having a Seder dinner. They were having the Seder dinner, and that was the Last Supper. So for those of you who didn't know that, everybody probably already knew it but me, but I'm just passing it on because to me it was like, oh, that was a Seder dinner. So that was really cool. They were doing Passover, which was great. So we all know what happens after the Last Supper. Then Jesus, of course, goes into the garden to pray. And this is where I kind of connect it to what we're talking about here about being willing to change. So Jesus was not thrilled about the idea of his impending execution, obviously. So he's talking to God, and he's like, hey, I really don't want to drink from this cup. Like, let this cup pass by me, please. Like, I really just don't want to have to go through this. How many times in our lives have we sort of begged to God, please don't make me go through this. I don't want to have to go through this. And eventually, of course, Jesus comes to the idea, hey, not my will, but thy will be done. Which really, in languaging today, is what we do every day when we surrender to the universe. When we put the idea that there's a bigger picture to what's happening, when we put that in the forefront rather than, I want this, I need this, it's when we commit to knowing a divine outcome, no matter what it looks like now. You know, we don't know why there are flooding. We don't know why there are people dying in gun violence. We don't have all the answers for that. We do know that love is the only power that there is. So we surrender to that power. We surrender to that power of that bigger picture. We've talked about that before. Maybe a couple of months ago, I was talking about the bigger picture thinking, right? Rather than seeing one tree, we're looking for the whole forest. And we step back from what we see as what's happening in our world as the only reality. We step back from that to a bigger picture. And how do we do that? Well, willingness. Willingness is the key to change, to transformation. We're talking about self-transformation today. So in the rooms of the 12-step programs, many times people I've heard say, well, just be willing to be willing to be willing to be willing to change. Sometimes we have to borrow other people's faith until we have our own. But willingness opens the door. It opens that crack in the window. It opens that path for Spirit to come through and speak to us in our inner knowing and change our lives. You know, Ernest Holmes always talked about the kingdom of God is within, the kingdom of heaven is within. But we can only experience that to the extent that we can become conscious of it, become aware of it. So willingness is the key. And we have spiritual practices in our tool belt. See, I'm in a little planet bubble over here. I love this technology. So yes, spiritual practices. There are too many to even list here, okay? But like the big three that I would list right away, meditation, which is basically getting quiet, getting into the silence and listening. Listening to your own inner guidance system, your own GPS, you know. And prayer, which is what we do. It's not a begging prayer and it's not a I'm not worthy kind of a prayer. Ernest Holmes talks about prayer as being an energy and moving energy to transform a condition or a situation, basically our own perception of what's happening. And then, of course, there's visioning. We've been talking all month about visioning, and visioning as conceived by Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith from Agape. Michael Beckwith says, visioning is always for self-transformation. It's always to shift our perception of reality. This process goes on forever. So it's not one and you're done. I guess that's what he's saying. We just become bigger and bigger places for it to express through. Here's what Dr. Beckwith has to say about that.
The first level is the level of when people manifest. Basically, what they're seeking to manifest is something that has been given to them by society, by their parents, something that's become popular in the world, and they use the sacred laws of manifestation to get the things that they want. And oftentimes later on discover that it wasn't really true manifestation. It wasn't really something born out of the calling of their soul. It was just something that was popular in the moment, and they received it and they were temporarily happy, only to discover that a few weeks later the intrinsic joy was not really activated. Many people operate at that level. Then there's what is called true manifestation. True manifestation is when you're bringing something into expression, but But along with it, you're cultivating your soul. You're becoming more yourself. So at the end of the manifestation, if it's a true manifestation, not only have you brought something into the visible world, but you've also changed. You've also transformed. True manifestation is akin to what I call the law of radiance, which is you're not trying to attract something to yourself. You're seeking to have the frequency and the vibration that you already have it, and then you radiate that frequency, and then that frequency, that vibration, then condenses itself into your needs met, condenses itself into open opportunities, beautiful opportunities. It condenses itself into possibilities. It condenses itself into new things coming into your life, but not without you becoming more you. And so over the number of years, many people have been operating under the old law of manifesting, which is to imagine something and to let your mind embrace it, and this is to get what you want. It's old, it's outdated, it's entry level at its best. True manifestation says that what I want, I have it, and I do not want anything that doesn't come with the emergence of more me, more of my authentic self. Do you realize that when a farmer plants a seed, there's no cause and effect relationship? It's not making that thing happen. The seed is planted in fertile soil, and that which is already within the seed emerges. It becomes visible. We live in a field of infinite potential. We are infinite beings. So what's really happening with true manifestation? Something is emerging that's already there. And then you'll understand something else. You'll understand bliss. Many people never get to bliss. They hang out in temporary happiness, a temporary counterfeit happiness based on a temporary circumstance. Bliss comes from the activation of your potential. In true manifestation, your potential is activated and you find yourself in greater states of bliss and ecstasy, of which most people never have a chance to even embody because they're caught up in temporary counterfeit happiness based on circumstance. If you have felt into what I have just said, you've liked what you've heard, you like what you're feeling about it, I'm inviting you to the masterclass in which we will explore this concept, but more importantly, we'll explore the feeling tone and the embodiment of this truth even further. Look forward to seeing you.
Wow. So again, these key words keep coming up for me. Embodiment, right? Embodying what we think we want out there. Embodying it, being it, knowing that it's already here. We just need to reveal it. So, wow. I mean, when we think of self-transformation, I always think of, turning into something I'm not, turning into this other version of me that's better than the one that's already here. The one that pushes all the buttons on the broadcast perfectly and knows exactly what to do. And, but when I embody that, right, then I actually already have what I already am. You guys get that? Can you relate to what I'm saying? I hope so. I just love the way Michael Beckwith uses the process of visioning that we've been talking about all month. That idea of what is Spirit's highest vision for my life? What does that even look like? And again, we get quiet, we go within, and we just listen for what's coming through. Because all of that wisdom, all of that power, all of that creative energy from source is within. It's everywhere. So I've got access to that. You've got access to that, which is really amazing to think about. So on New Year's Eve, we very often decide that's a time to transform ourselves, right? So we make all of these resolutions. I'm going to be debt free. I'm going to lose weight. That's my favorite one. Look, Reverend Doug did it. I'm going to probably get it wrong because I just see him as perfect as he is. I think he lost over 60 pounds. He released that out with a daily commitment to embody that. So that's a great example for us. But yeah, we get caught up in these, oh, I need to quit smoking, I need to do this, I need to do that. And these are great intentions. Don't get me wrong. This is how we set our intention, of course, for what we want to change. But how many times then does it not happen, right? Usually by February or March, all the gyms, before COVID, all the gyms would be the gyms and the workouts and the Pilates, and they'd all be back to crickets. Not too many people, but the committed people were there. Why do you think it is that we abandon the commitments that we make to ourselves? Why is that? I know sometimes for some of us, it's easier to keep a commitment that we make to our children, to our boss, to a stranger, than it is the commitment that we need to make and keep with ourselves. I can only speak from my perspective, but in my journey as a practitioner and a minister, I've talked to a lot of people and experienced their pain, and I find that it usually just boils down to fear and self-esteem, forgetting who we are. So we're afraid to make that daily commitment because what if we fail? What if we're not strong enough? What if we can't resist the brownies? And what if we do buy a pack of cigarettes and start smoking again? Or even more than physical habits, what about spiritual? Oh, I'm going to meditate. I'm really going to learn how to meditate. I'm going to do a meditation twice a day or 3 times a day. And then we're lucky if it's like 5 minutes once a week, right? So that's not going to get us the change that we want. Why do we give up on ourselves? Well, C.S. Lewis says, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. I love that. And in the Science of Mind, we say actually that we can change our relationship to the past by changing our perception about it. So instead of beating ourselves up for a choice that we made that wasn't self-supporting or self-transformational, we actually just start right where we are. Start right now. So if you're out there and you have not kept a commitment to yourself, whatever that is, don't beat yourself up over it anymore. The past is gone, and guess what? You get to start fresh from right now. Love yourself exactly where you are right now. Here's Wayne Dyer to talk to us a little bit further about embodying what we want and becoming what we already have.
Mastering the art of manifestation.
Right.
How is that different from the law of attraction?
It's very, very different.
Tell me.
Yeah, the law of attraction, and I'm not here to put down the law of attraction. I think the
law of attraction and The Secret opened people up to a new way of thinking.
Absolutely.
It had its flaws because it allowed some people to think that all you had to do was think about a bicycle and there it would show up.
Yeah.
And the key word that you use in here over and over and over again in every chapter is that in order to attract or manifest anything, you have to be in alignment
with your source.
With your source.
With God.
With
you
God.
have to be just,
it's about
you have
alignment.
to stay connected to the ocean.
That's right.
You have to stay
Because you can't just sit around and wishing for stuff.
So the basic thing that Neville taught me, and a lot of this is from the teachings of Neville, Neville Goddard, who died in the 1970s. He basically said that all of us have within us this amazing capacity to manifest and attract anything that we want into our life. So how we call it, what words that we use, we have to be able to say, in The Secret they say you get what you want, and what is missing. And what Neville said and what has come to me and what I got from the I Am Discourses and what I get from the New Testament, which I read before I did this, is that you say, I will attract into my life what I am, not what I want. And I am capable of attracting all things that the source is capable of attracting. So that's the difference. It's like you get what you are rather than what you want. So you want to become, you can't go around and ask these divine beings, angels, whatever you want to call them.
Who are right here all the time.
Always. You can't ask them to help me out. You have to become like they are. That when you become angelic, when you become a divine being yourself, when you are giving, when you are serving, when you are in that place, they will come to you. That's what happened to you in India. You then begin to see yourself in everything. You know, it's like,
Because it is our goal to reflect the character
Right.
of God. That's what
Right,
we're here to do, is
exactly.
to emulate that.
And that's what the Tao Te Ching teaches as well. They
Yes.
call it your original nature. Your original nature is reverence for all of life, gentleness, kindness, and service towards others. That's Lao Tzu, 500 years before the birth of Christ, saying that's our original nature.
Yes.
Reverence for all of life, gentleness, kindness, service towards others, giving, offering, serving. And when you get to that place where you no longer have any judgment within you towards any of God's children, that means no condemnation, no criticism, no judgment towards anyone, even the Osama bin Laden.
But how can we be that since we're here,
But
we're
what-
living, we're on earth, we got problems.
Yeah,
we
but-
got our issues. We have
and-
stuff going on.
And if enough of us get this message, Oprah,
Yes.
if enough of us get it, and that's just what my mission is just to teach people that you are love, you are divine. Put that into your imagination. I am well, I am happy, I am content, I am fulfilled. Even if your senses tell you that you're depressed. One of your people that called me when we did a pre-interview on here said, well, if I'm feeling depressed, I'm supposed to fool myself and say I am feeling well, even
You
if I'm
can
depressed?
choose another thought. That's
Yeah,
what I've learned.
Absolutely. And it's like you don't say I am depressed, because if you say I am depressed, you connect with depression, and the universal source, God, whatever you want to call it, will align in such a way to offer you whatever it is.
More
that you
depression.
put- yeah, here's some more depression. I am unhappy. I am depressed. So by placing into your imagination what you want and assuming the feeling of that wish as already fulfilled, you go through your life feeling that. When enough of us do that, we will transform this planet. I'm telling you, it can be done.
We're doing it right now.
Absolutely. Us sitting here, right here together. It's all part of this perfection.
We're doing it right now, right? That's exactly right. You and I are doing it right now. All of us. We are changing that. And, you know, I love what Wayne Dyer says about becoming. All of the wise ones are telling us, look, this is not about being something you're not. This is about peeling away the layers of the false beliefs and just embodying the divine nature of who we already are. So we talk about keeping that flow open and opening that window a crack so that the divine can come through. So thinking of the divine as the water going through a garden hose, okay? And we're the garden hose. We are the garden hose, and we're wondering why in the world has the flow of the water stopped? What did I do? What's going on? What's wrong with this water? Why is the water not coming through? And then we look down the line on our hose and we see that we have our hoses all kinked up. How many times has that happened to you guys, right? You're watering and all of a sudden, the water stops coming out and you're like, what has happened here? And then the hose is just completely kinked, okay? So it's not the problem that the water is not there ready to come through. It's that with our old belief systems, we have kinked up our hose and kept the flow from coming through. So spirit is always, always flowing through. So it's up to us to make that open space for spirit to flow through as us, right? And we've talked before about the Native American fool's crow talked about being the hollow bone. Remember that? The hollow bone was his way of describing that's how he is a healer, because he is the bone that allows that spirit to flow through. Just remembering that spirit is the unlimited source, always flowing to and through all. So we don't have to control that. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry, is spirit going to be there? I don't know. Maybe I'm not good enough for spirit to really flow through me. Like spirit seems to flow through those people over there, no problem, but I don't know, maybe I'm just not good enough for spirit to flow through me. No, that's a false belief. Absolutely false belief. So let that go. If that's one of your beliefs, let it go. Spirit is the unlimited source flowing through you right now, through all things. Right? So we just have to open that flow. That's it. Open the flow. The spigot is always on. And we get to be divine instruments. We get to be an instrument of the divine. This is the Hollywood Bowl Orchestra. We get to be an instrument of the divine. Now, sometimes we're playing the tuba. Sometimes we're on the triangle or the cello. You know what? It doesn't matter, because each individualization of this one source is perfect. That's who we are. And you know what? It all somehow works together in a divine, orchestral, harmonious unity. We don't have to worry about the maestro. We only worry about nothing. That's it. Only worry about nothing. Okay. When I think of transformation, I just have this little tiny, I got to show you this little video. What time is it? 11:11. It's 11:11. You guys love that. Okay. A shout out to you, Reverend Doug. Okay. I just want to play you this tiny little video, because when I think of transformation, I got to think of this. Are you ready to become 100 times bigger spiritually than you already are? Because what you already are and what you already know is that God in each of us, as us, is us. And our 2021 vision here at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living is timeless wisdom and evolutionary vision. And yes, I have a backronym today. Okay, and it's a little off kilter there. Look at that. Okay. Commit. Consciously opening to my miraculous inner transformation. Consciously opening to my miraculous inner transformation. And now I want to just talk a little bit about the energy of giving. The energy of giving and receiving. It's a law of circulation. We know that what we give out returns to us multiplied abundantly. So let's say these giving affirmations together, shall we? Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And Reverend Doug's personal affirmative giving practice that we can all embrace each day. I bless this gift in faith, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. There's so many ways that we can give to our center. I use this Give Plus app. It was a little bumpy in the beginning of the year for whatever reason, so I just went back and changed a few things, and now it's working great. Also, you can visit our website. Just scroll all the way down to where it says Donate Today. And you can simply easily donate via our website. You can also use snail mail or drop a contribution down to the center at 18575 Corwin Road in Apple Valley, California. 92307. I almost forgot the zip code. All right, you guys. I hope that this has given you some inspiration for transformation. I'm going to sing what am I going to sing? All is well? I think that's what it is. I've gone all out of focus here. Ooh, look at that. How did this happen? Okay. That's so strange. Okay, so I'm out of focus. Ta-da. Okay, took my camera a second. Oh, technology. I love it. And I also need to work on accepting it. I'm working on that today. Okay, so I'm going to do our benediction, and I'm going to sing All Is Well, written by Reverend Doug. Okay. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. And I know that the infinite love of Spirit blesses, protects, and transforms you. I know that Spirit is kind and gracious, and that it flows through you freely. I know that Spirit shines its light upon you and is your peace. It is the peace of all. And together we say, and so it is. Let's sing it one more time. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. Have a blessed transformational week, and we will see you next time. Namaste. Blessings. Love to you. Let's take it out with Daniel Nahmod. God makes me want to sing.
Can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Make me feel so good, I can do most anything. I am loving every living thing. I can see the face of God and paupers and kings. Whoa, whoa, yeah. We're all precious, no one less or more. We've all got the same treasure in store. That's why I'm loving every living thing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Woo-hoo. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. Everything. I'm believing in my guiding light. I know no matter what comes, it always turns out right. Oh, yeah. Just stick right down to how I feel, then take a deep breath and grab the wheel. So I'm believing in my guiding light. Take it, guitar man. a high